Anthony Joshua!
Aren't many fighters not named Canelo Alvarez that can pack 70,000 in the house, but this is par for the course for Anthony Joshua.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
World Anthony Joshua. This man has become an icon in many ways for what he's been able to do outside of the ring.
Rank Jake Paul if he wins this fight, and that will put him in position at least to fight for a world title. Whatever you want to say about Jake Paul, we were all there.
Fight that's captured the imagination and generated huge interest. Two men who split opinion, a fight that splits opinion. It has to be the most eagerly anticipated.
The bout between Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua will be thrilling. Jake depends on quickness, unpredictability, and unwavering confidence, while Joshua offers strength, expertise, and Olympic heritage.
That's one. That's all right, though.
Yeah, no. Rock, they said no photos, Rock.
Huh?
They said no photos.
Okay, we'll do that. Yeah.
But this is what we signed up for, and he's very tall, but that means I can use.
Analysts continue to debate strategies, predicting explosive early rounds. With both fighters in peak condition, the matchup has become one of the most intriguing events on the schedule. Jake Paul enters with surprising level of confidence, noted even by seasoned observers. Recent commentary highlights how strongly he believes in his ability to rise to the challenge and secure a victory. Unlike some of his previous bouts, Paul is approaching this fight with heightened focus and determination. Analysts following his preparation stress that his mindset is crucial, reflecting both physical readiness and mental resolve. His attitude suggests he isn't underestimating the significance of facing a former heavyweight champion. Instead, he sees it as a major opportunity to prove himself on the world stage and solidify his place in sport.
He's very big. I'm here to shock the world, inspire the next generation. We're in the Heat arena. I'm a big Heat fan. Miami's on fire. This is my first pro fight, was in Miami against Gibb. I'm bringing that same energy.
Respected boxing commentator and former professional boxer BJ Flores takes a more circumspect viewpoint. He contends that even if Anthony Joshua may not be at his best right now and has had some difficulties in previous fights, Jake Paul still faces enormous obstacles in this contest. Joshua's experience, stature, and talent make this fight particularly challenging for someone who hasn't yet regularly faced elite-level competition, according to Flores. He suggests that a more gradual move up in competition could have been a safer path for Jake's career growth, and cautions that the timing of this bout could put him at serious risk.
To Andy Garcia, I don't think that means you're punchy. I think that means he's fought the best fighters, the best heavyweights over the last 15 years, and he's fallen short, of course. But he's a very, 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 he's a very big man. He's got that Olympic pedigree, and that makes the fight against him very difficult.
It does indeed. What do you think is the upside? There's always an upside for this fight against Jake. I guess if I play sort of the viewer's perspective, what people are saying on Twitter, they're saying it's a win-win for Jake. You fight a two-time former heavyweight world champion in Anthony Joshua. If you get knocked out, it's no big deal. And if you lose, if you get knocked out, you get the respect of the public as well for taking the fight. If you win, you're the king,
Yeah. The upside is, I think, I don't know. Like, everyone's like, oh, I respect Jake. I'm just like, it's just crazy that you would have to fight, a former world heavyweight champion, 6'6", 240-pound gold medalist. That's the only way you get people's respect. Like, there's a lot of other ways. Like, and if you don't get everybody's respect, those people just don't really understand boxing. Like I said, I feel like this fight is a little early for Jake. Obviously, I would like to see him fight one heavyweight before this fight happened, at least one heavyweight, and then maybe see him, be in there with a guy world rated in any weight. Cruiserweight, heavyweight, anything before you go in with a guy like Anthony Joshua. It's just a massive difference on the size and the power and win everything. But I guess, if the objective is to make people talk and make people say, oh man, he's crazy, then he's getting exactly that. He's getting what he wants. So to me, it doesn't make sense. This fight doesn't make sense to me at all, but I think it would be there down the road. I'd much rather see like a Canelo fight than an AJ.
For those who doubt Jake Paul's credentials as a fighter, Joey Knight offers a counter-argument. He emphasizes that Paul's blows are quite powerful. Knight emphasizes that the child boxer is more than just a novelty act because of his capacity to take on a professional fighter in such a competitive manner. Paul's assertion that he is ready to face Joshua in the ring with a real opportunity to contend is strengthened by this acknowledgement of his strength and ability.
Smiling and frowning at the same time. You must be smiling because it's happening and you're getting a mega payday, but surely you must be frowning at the fact that this kid and others out there believe that he stands a chance of even beating you. And look, if the stars align, maybe Jake Paul could close his eyes, he could put his head down, he could throw a punch sent from the heavens, and he could clip AJ on the chin with it. But even if he does, I'd put my money on it that it doesn't do anything. I don't think it does anything to Anthony Joshua, even if Jake Paul does manage to clip him, because Joshua's never been hard to hit anyway. But the difference between getting hit by a Jake Paul and getting hit by a Daniel Dubois is monumental, and even that is an understatement. And the difference for Jake Paul in getting hit by a Nate Diaz compared to an Anthony Joshua is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. What do you think AJ would do to Nate Diaz? What do you think AJ would do to Tommy Fury? Come to think about it, what do you think Francis Ngannou would do to Jake Paul? And look at how that went. So either way, what I'm saying here is quite simple, right? Jake's style is very, very easy for Anthony Joshua to navigate. And that is even if the skill set between the two were on par, because although he's getting better at them, Jake still makes many fundamental flaws. He leans over his front foot when he jabs, and that's a problem, because when you do that, you're always gonna have the potential to be countered.
The significant experience difference between the two combatants is highlighted by experts evaluating this contest. Throughout his career, Anthony Joshua has faced some of the most formidable heavyweights of his time. Joshua has a depth of experience that Paul has not yet experienced, even after a 14-month break from professional fighting. Joshua has faced champions, knockout artists, and great opponents. Analysts emphasize that Joshua has difficulties that go beyond simple athleticism because of his ringcraft expertise, strategic mobility, and capacity for adaptation under duress. They warn that Joshua's experience may have more of an impact on the fight's result than his physical prowess.
If I'm wrong, right? And just to clarify, I don't class Otto Wallin as a very competitive fight. Every competitive fight that AJ is in from now until the end of his career, and has been in for the last few years, I believe has taken something out of him. Every time he's in a competitive fight, even when he's won, and I'm not saying taken out of him to the extent where he's no longer a good fighter, no longer can do anything, but every single one has taken one out of him. So let's say, for example, you go down the Tony Yoka route and you can sell it as the 2 Olympic gold medalists and whatever. It's a lose-lose, mate. You're expected to knock him out. If you don't, then you go the distance. I think that's going to take something out of you. I actually think that this could be better prep for a Tyson Fury fight. Not just
mentally as well, because he smokes him and it looks great, and then he's confident.
This is what I'm saying, right? Not just from a stylistic boxing standpoint, but from the mental standpoint of the fact that if you go in there and you smoke Jake Paul, straight away, all of a sudden, it's headline news, it's massive, and as well as that, you're coming in off the back of something that's impressive, right? We all felt like the Francis Ngannou performance was really impressive, but it wasn't followed up with an impressive performance. So it doesn't actually determine whether or not...
This is worse. This is worse than that. I don't know what you're thinking, Lawrence, but the Ngannou one, you could at least say heavyweight. You could say that his pedigree. So we didn't really... While he was coming from a different kind of method of fighting, end of the day, he's still a champion.
Recent commentary from Bart Kwan, Joe Jitsukawa, Ryan Aim, and Steve Green highlights a notable shift in how Jake Paul is viewed within the boxing community. Once dismissed as a social media personality using the ring as a novelty stage, Paul is now increasingly regarded as a serious and legitimate athlete. Analysts attribute this shift to the steadily rising caliber of opponents he has faced, which has pushed him to refine his technique, improve his discipline, and elevate his strategic approach. Observers note that fans, trainer, and commentators are beginning to acknowledge that Paul can compete at a meaningful level rather than simply offering entertainment value. This evolving recognition raises the stakes for his upcoming bouts, as each fight now carries added weight. Rather than just a spectacle, his matchups have become tests of his growth, resilience, and credibility. The changing perception deepens the anticipation, framing every appearance as another measure of his legitimacy as a professional boxer.
The one that I was most clear from you was the Anderson Silva one. Where Anderson Silva had like one sick round where he's like, whoop, whoop, doing it what Anderson Silva does and missing everything and cracks him and whatever. And then he just like the next few rounds, he's back to like just getting his butt kicked by Jake Paul and walking around, doesn't look the same.
Yeah.
But again, I don't think these guys are actually getting dropped to like faking. I think Jake Paul actually has that kind of power. I just feel like they kind of know the deal.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna fight. We're gonna fight. I make a lot of money. You make a lot of money, not as much money as me, but you make more money than you ever would. So you take it. You know, it is what it is. But I don't know. Kind of sucks to see all these legends, right? Like of the sport. Like, you don't want to see that. You don't want to see this guy is losing to freaking Jake Paul.
I will say I loved everything about the Tyson fight in the lead up, and then as I'm actually watching it, I'm like, all right, this is actually fucked up. My bad.
Yeah, it's like senior.
Even when he turns around on camera in the interview in the boxing room.
Oh, dude, it was terrible.
Bro, then they show his ass. Oh my god, that was so dirty. So it was like such a sweet moment too. He's hugging his son. Everything is cool. Turns away and sees his butt and it's like, it's like man,
that's not gonna not be funny though.
No, yeah, you gotta laugh at that.
That's crazy. Yeah.
So what's the least amount of money that you would have to take to get into the ring with Jake Paul and lose?
I mean, like right now in my career, I wouldn't do this.
I don't know, mate.
I think it's dangerous.
Yeah,
I genuinely think it's dangerous.
Well, but that's
putting a world heavyweight champion.
But then the cynic,
top 4-5 fighters in the world.
Then the cynic in me tells me,
YouTuber who's never had a proper fight.
Right, the cynic in me straight away goes, I think AJ's probably going to be told, and I don't know this, don't go heavy on him the first.
No, he can't afford to do that. Anthony Joshua can't afford to do that.
Okay, well, that's where I'm wrestling with my own mind right now. You asked me the question. How do I feel about it? I don't know what to make of it, mate. I seriously don't know what to make of it. I seriously don't.
I think it's a joke.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of it.
I'll watch it because
I don't know whether I will, JJ. Honestly, I probably will close the vote. Right now, I don't know whether I will. I don't know whether I will, honestly. I didn't watch. Was it Jake Paul that fought? Who did he fight? Mayweather.
Tyson.
No, Mayweather. I didn't watch that. Who fought Mayweather? Oh, it was. I tell you, it was. Who was the MMA fighter?
Logan Paul. Logan Paul.
The
one that you didn't know the name of, yeah. Logan
Paul, right?
He fought Floyd Mayweather.
I didn't watch that one either, right?
I know, but Jake Paul's got a bit more boxing credentials. He has. Because he
What about McGregor? Who did McGregor fight? Did he fight someone? McGregor, or have I made that up?
Yeah, I don't know. Where's your head at?
I don't know, mate.
I mean,
they all
it's all over the gaff. You gave Andy your number and you gave him the talk.
His name's Adam.
Adam, sorry. You gave Adam the number.
No.
You said 0371722.
I gave him the sports.
You gave him the sports number.
No, but I don't.
Get your head out.
No, I don't know. I don't know whether.